Again, this is just a nod to Dr. Bishop's work around when students don't see themselves in the work, right? It's hard to feel as if you're part of a valuable community, and her work was framed around the windows, mirrors, and sliding glass doors. And so let me just share a couple of those stories with you. You can click, yeah. So here are a couple that I gathered for our short time together. This first one here is Lugina, and she ended up being the valedictorian of her high school, Madison Park High School. This is from the Boston Globe. But Lugina came to this country from Haiti in middle school. And she started middle school not too far from where I grew up. So interesting. And she didn't know English. And she attended ESL classes. And then she went on to high school. And she ended up becoming the valedictorian. I'm waiting for this young woman to respond to my email, by the way. And as soon as I can get that selfie with Lugina, I will send it out. I want to talk to her. And it's so interesting when I read how her teachers described her, you would think, oh, what are the characteristics, right? What are the personality traits? We have research around that. Who are the good language learners? Yes, yes? Any research around that? Certain personalities are more. She didn't have any of that. She was an introvert. She was super quiet, but she was really, really dedicated. And her teacher said she took every opportunity to get it right. They'd be like, Lugina, you already got an A. And she's like, no, but I missed this one. She stayed after school, like just all of the things, but it was so different than what we hear around personality type and ability to learn a language. Never mind become the valedictorian, okay? This other one, this is from Georgia. This is a Facebook post. Someone sent it to me. This is Abside. She was the first student in Georgia to earn the seal of biliteracy for her home language of Yoruba. How come we don't hear about her? And what was that like? Like, that's super great. Okay, and then I have this one here. This is Maury Bumba. And I have this picture, and it makes me kind of sad because in 2009, Ed Weekly had a research brief that came out, Portraits of a Population. The short version is I ended up going to New York and going to Maury's school. And I met him and some of the students that were featured in that report. And I told them how I use their stories and share them with every educator that I come across. And just a few years ago, Ed Weekly took the portraits down. They had an audio recording and everything, took it down. I've emailed, they won't respond. But a few years ago, I did follow up with the principal. And I asked how those students were doing that I met that day. And one has gone on to higher ed and has become a nurse, and it was just wonderful. But she told me that Maury dropped out and she doesn't know what happened to him. So I keep his picture because what I remember Maury doing that day was he was trilingual, speaking English and Spanish and his home language. And he was actually the team leader for the science experiment that they were doing that day. So I know that I have an obligation to continue on this path to elevate stories of students because they're out there. It is overdue that we are listening. Do we have time for a short video? Okay, and then the other one here is just a short video from a Haitian Creole Du language program. It's 2 minutes, but I thought it'd be important for you to hear directly from students and families.
United States, Priscilla Joseph teaching her kindergartners at the Mattapan Early Elementary School in Haitian Creole and English.
I'm watching these kids' brains just develop in so many different ways in both languages. I think it's so amazing.
The classroom is a port of welcome for students, mostly of Haitian background or newcomers from Haiti.
When they see the pictures of little kids in Haiti or the different environments or school settings, which is very different, and they are just so engaged and they're like, yes, you know, because some of them, they do miss home. They do miss the differences, so it makes them more engaged and then they're more willing to be part of the classroom.
As Assistant Principal Joelle Gamir explains, that also applies to Haitian culture.
To see it recognized in an academic setting, in a classroom, to see that it will be continuing is great validation for the Haitian community.
At breakfast, Creole can be a language for bonding. But in the classroom, it's a language of literacy and a language of order.
At this age, they need to understand print carries meanings. They need to know the alphabet. They need to understand, have a very print-rich environment. So therefore, it was important for us to make sure that we had everything in Haitian Creole so the kids can make these connections.
The school's principal, Walter Henderson, calls the program a bridge to a regular curriculum, with more exposure to English in later grades.
We're not taking language from a deficit, but it's more of an asset. Whatever the kids can bring from their language, from their heritage, we're going to use that and build up their academic skills.
Other students at the school are also getting exposed to Haitian Creole, starting with a breakfast reading from the principal.
The Haitian Creole word for Tuesday is what?
And what goes on in class builds on the home.
And the parents in the Haitian Dual Language classroom are very involved. They care, but they really just have a yearning for their students to be exceptional scholars.
For BNN News in Mattapan, this is Chris Lovett.
Thank you. I've written about that school. If you want some more information, I'm happy to direct you. But the realness is there and the cultural pride is there. The translingualing is there. Where's more research?